Hi dear students, welcome to Bosco Campus Vision. This is Seema Dudley. Welcome to my another video on programming in Java. In this video, we will discuss about event handling. Event handling is a mechanism that is used to handle events generated by applets. And to support event handling, the operating system must be performing the following activities. That is, operating system constantly monitor events such as keystrokes, mouse clicks, voice command, etc. Operating system sort out these events and report them to the appropriate application programs. Each application program then decides what to do in response to these events. I have told event handling is a mechanism that is used to handle events generated by applets. So, an event is an object that describes a state change in a source, and it can be generated as a consequence of a person interacting with the element in a graphical user interface. Some of the activities that cause events to be generated are pressing the button, entering a character through the keyboard, selecting an item in a list, or clicking the mouse. Events may also occur that are not directly caused by the interaction with a user interface. For example, an event may be generated when a time expires, a counter exceeds a value, a software or hardware failure occurs, or an operation is completed. Each event is associated with an event source and an event handler. Event source refers to the object that is responsible for generating an event, whereas event listener is the object that is referred by event source at the time of occurrence of an event. And a source is an object that generates an event. This occurs when the internal state of that object changes in some way. Sources may generate more than one type of event. And the syntax for registering a listener for an event is public void add type. We have to specify the type over there. Type listener in brackets, type listener, the reference. Type എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് എന്ത് ടൈപ്പ് ഓഫ് ഇവന്റ് ആണെന്നുള്ളതാണ് അവിടെ മെൻഷൻ ചെയ്യുന്നത്. Then EL എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് it is a reference that we have to create. So for example, keyboard event listener ആണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ അതിന്റെ ടൈപ്പ് എന്ന് പറയുന്നത് add key listener. Okay, add key listener. Then mouse motion listener ആണെന്നുണ്ടെങ്കിൽ add mouse motion listener. When the event occurs, all registered listeners are notified and receive a copy of event object. And this is known as multicasting. At the same time, ചില സമയങ്ങളിൽ notifications are sent only to listeners that register to receive them. That is known as unicasting. Okay, so multicasting and unicasting. We can also allow listeners to unregister an interest in a specific type of event. Yeah, അപ്പോൾ നമുക്ക് methods use ചെയ്തിട്ട് unregister ചെയ്യാനും use ചെയ്യാം. For that, the general syntax is public void remove type listener of type listener. You have to create a reference. For example, to remove a keyboard listener, we'll be using remove key listener of method. Remove key listener of. So we can add and remove the event listeners. All the events in Java have corresponding event classes associated with them. Each of these classes is derived from one single superclass that is known as event object. It is contained in the Java utility package. The event object contains the following two important methods, that are get source of and toStringOf. Get source of returns the event source, and toStringOf returns a string containing information about the event source. Some of the event classes in java.awt.event are: first one, action event, generated when button is pressed. Next is adjustment event. It is generated when a scroll bar is manipulated. Next one is the component event. It is generated when a component is hidden, moved, resized, or becomes visible. Next is a container event, generated when a component is added to or removed from a container. Next is a focus event, generated when a component gains or loses keyboard focus. Next is the input event. It is the abstract superclass for all component input event classes. Next is the item event, generated when a checkbox or list item is clicked. Also occurs when a choice selection is made or a checkable menu item is selected or deselected. Next is a key event. It is generated when input is received from the keyboard. Next is mouse event. It is generated when the mouse is dragged, moved, or clicked, pressed, or released. Next is a text event. It is generated when a value of a text area or text field is changed. Next is a window event. It is generated when a window is activated, closed, deactivated, opened, or quit. Next event in the event handling is the event listeners. The event listener object contains methods for receiving and processing event notifications sent by the source object. These methods are implemented from the corresponding listener interface contained in the java.awt.event package. For example, mouse motion listener interface defines two methods to receive notifications when the mouse is dragged or moved. Any object may receive and process one or both of these events if it provides an implementation of this interface. So ఈ ఈవెంట్ వెచ్చిട്ടുള്ള എക്സാമ്പിൾ നമുക്ക് നെക്സ്റ്റ് വീഡിയോയിൽ ഡിസ്കസ് ചെയ്യാം. Here is an assignment question: how to provide interactive inputs to applets. Complete the assignments and forward it to the email ID provided to you. Thank you.